Hello, everyone, and welcome to Speedrunners Arena, and welcome in to what looks to be a 7-way race of the Super Metroid Varia Randomizer Weekly. I'm Ferran Burgundy, and I'll be bringing the 7-way action to you as best I can as we are getting underway. As you can see, the start point, not what you'd standardly expect here, as our racers are starting off in Bubble Mountain. This should be interesting. So we have Sentient Flatbread, and oh, look at that. We've got the Varia suit right at the start. Understandable, because you have to logically be able to move around a little bit further here. We have Sentient Flatbread. We have Lamian, Necerius, Akuma17, Freddy, OK Beamer, and Tiberius. So let's see what direction everybody's going to go from here. It looks like we're going to see... Well, this is hard logic, so definitely not Smrat, what you're used to seeing on here, that's for sure. As we're going to see some long jump, wall jumped attempts to get over into the speed booster area. And Lamian looks to be the first to be able to do so here with the with the Shack Tool sprite. Meanwhile, Tiberius is going to head over to the west and give us a glimpse at what is over, I believe, in the cathedral. So let's see. Necerius and Freddy, they are making their way up to the 2 checks there, and while Tiberius kind of has himself trapped, hopefully there's some super missiles somewhere about. We've got the morphing ball. Oh, and Tiberius is going to realize probably the hard way here that even if once he uncovers this item, won't be able to get to it. And now it's going to head back around. We've got the morphing ball and the ice beam. So yeah, an interesting start here thus far. Captain Stack, our tracker, you certainly have your work cut out for you. So we have a set of power bombs over in the wave missile location. And that looks to be as far as that is going to go. Oh, we've already had a death here. See, so many things going on, hard to keep track. And look at that, the gravity suit is in the cathedral. Necerius seeing that early, picking it up after getting the morphing ball. Akuma, meanwhile, is trying to utilize the ice beam to get across, and does so. Right, you can't check Norfair Reserve without those super missiles, which seem to have eluded our runners here in the early going. Beamer getting an energy reload, it looks like. And now Sentient picking up his gravity suit. And Necerius already making a play and is into Brinstar over near the Red Tower. And Lamian, it looks like, going to give us a peek at the Croc escape, and it looks like it's some power bombs, and we've got Akuma with a death. And at this point, with seemingly no saves here, or at least our runners opting not to take saves, it's essentially starting from scratch. So with both suits, Lamian's going to go into Meridia to check some locations out, as is Sentient. Oh, good news, we found some super missiles. The not so good news is they are speed locked. And Freddy getting some bit donations. You like to see that. Necerius all the way up at the ship. Meanwhile, Sentient and Lamian both with the same idea, heading over to Yellow Meridia, and we've got some super missiles there. Necerius now with the Moonfall to go down the shaft. And nicely done by Sentient to utilize that bug and get on up. And we've got two more checks here. We've got a missile. And some power bombs. Meanwhile, Beamer going to pick up the power bombs in the Mount Everest super location. Akuma trying to make up for lost time here, picking up the ice beam at speed location. And Necerius picking himself up some missiles in the construction zone. And we've got power bombs in the ceiling. It's an odd feeling not starting from the very beginning. Yep, everything a little different than what you're used to. That is for sure. As Lamian is over near the sand pits, and we've got a check in Billy Mays on Necerius' side. We've got a missile, but wait, there's more. Act now will throw in an energy tank at no extra charge. So the starting point was the save location at Bubble Mountain. So Varia's suit was the first item found, and then from there, pretty much all of our runners went to speed area to pick up the morphing ball as well as the ice beam. And then from there, chaos is broken loose as everybody has gone in different directions, and good luck trying to keep track of one versus the other here, and that's why we have 2 trackers, and Captain Stack and Sailor Jade are keeping a better eye on this than I can. 2 eyes, 1 brain, and 7 screens to look at. It's just not happening. I believe the bosses are randomized, as is the starting location, but everything else looks to, in that regard, be standard. Obviously, the items are shuffled around. Oh, Captain Sack asking, is not an area rando? I mean, given where everybody is, it seems like the areas are randomized. So we've got a check here from Necerius, picking up an energy tank at the 230 missile spot. Meanwhile, a missile where the morph ball would normally be, and we've got a check at Alpha PBs, and I believe that was a super missile and an energy tank for Sentient Flatbread. Meanwhile, we've got a missile and another missile in the left sand pit, and Lamian's going to pick those up, it looks like. And Akuma, I don't know if that was a death or a reset. Oh, I see, as I go back over the instant replay. So Akuma was kind of locked by super missiles. And in doing so, apparently I missed a Bomb Chorizo appearance. Yes, right now there is a great deal of divergence as the grapple beam was picked up by Sentient Flatbread somewhere along the way. Necerius giving us a peek at the back of Gauntlet. I believe that was an energy tank and some power bombs. The fake flower. Oh, beta PBs. Okay. So Sentient's going to give us our first look in the wrecked ship. And Beamer's going to head over in that direction as well. And Tiberius picking up the Varius suit, so there was either a death or a reset on that regard. And in looking back, I believe it was a reset. Oh, never picked up Morph Ball. Well, that would certainly do it. Okay, and it looks like... Well, with the randomization of bosses... Looks like we had Kraid over in the wrecked ship. Nasari's picking up some super missiles in the Edacoons, and we had Freddy doing a check at Climb Supers, and just a missile, no need to worry about that. So in the early going, Tiberius and Akuma have certainly had their share of challenges. But as you can see, the logic is just a little bit different. So meanwhile, top of Big Pink, we have super missiles. And Lamian's going to give us a check here at Mermaid Missiles, and that's an energy tank. Beamer having to double back here, or is opting to double back. And there's Tiberius getting the Morph Ball. And we have a missile in the front of Gauntlet, as Sentient Flatbread lets us know that. Freddy, meanwhile, is going into Bomb Chorizo. And gets an energy tank. I didn't see the casual seed WJG, but I would concur, just looking at how mean this is, that, yeah, I'm with you on that. And it looks like Nasari's picked up Plasma somewhere along the way. Oh, that was at Spore Spawn, okay. And we have the Wavegate glitch that brings us some super missiles. Why not? You had to use a super missile to get in there. Lamian going for his first boss, and that is going to be Kraid inside of the wrecked ship. And Lamia making quick work of what would normally be Fantoon's spot. Tiberius looking for a running lane here and is going to wall jump up. Freddy trying to be careful and does get through. Mama Turtle has not been checked to my knowledge. Again, there are 7 screens to keep track of, and I have but 2 eyes and 1 brain. Some would argue less than the latter. Now, I believe the runners who did go into Meridia, they went right to Yellow Meridia first. And indeed, that was due to limited gear. So I don't think they had missiles or super missiles at the time to check Mama Turtle, if my memory... well, I was going to say if my memory is correct, but I don't know anymore. This area is taking the elevator down, I believe, back into Brinstar. I stand corrected, from Brinstar to Norfair. And we'll see the Mock Ball to skip that speed required check. And we're going to see what Vanilla Ice has. It won't be Vanilla Ice because they got the Ice Beam at the Speed Booster location. And it's a set of missiles, and Asarius turns right back around. Super's at the top of Edacoons and is going to leave those power bombs alone is OK Beamer. And we've got a Mock Ball for the check in Green Brinstar. We've got the missile, some more missiles, and we'll see what else there is. Ooh, Screw Attack at the Crumble Shaft location. That will at least aid with the climb back up, and, well, yeah, you can see there, Screw Attack certainly helpful. Meanwhile, we have supers at the charge missile location. Beamer about to head over to Big Pink as Freddy now going down toward Edacoons. And the Sonic Pipe has a missile this time around, according to Sentient Flatbread. And Asarius is going to make a play for our second boss, or at least the second one that we have seen. We'll see what is in Kraid's location. Will it be Phantoon? Will it be Dragon? Will it be Ridley? We've got power bombs in the warehouse, I believe. Yes, indeed. A quick sprint for Asarius. We will see in a second here. We have... just a little replenishment first. Trying to maximize those super missiles just in case it is Ridley, as 30 will be the magic number, but it leaves very little margin for error. And in fact, it is Ridley. And Sentient going to give us that battle as well. Has a little bit more super missile cushion to utilize here, but only a little. Meanwhile, we've got an energy tank on Freddy's side in the Mission Impossible location. And look at that, speed booster behind Ridley. Feeling the need for speed. Okay, and there is X-Ray at the bottom pink location. Now Nefarious is going to head into Meridia, so maybe we'll get that Mama Turtle check. There seems to be a thought or allegation that this might be a seed that looks recently familiar, at least to somebody. Nefarious utilizes the speed booster and is looking to head right on over to potentially our third boss here after a couple of checks. Gonna go right on through the speed aqueduct here, pick up a missile, and is gonna leave the other one behind. No majors left, so it can't be anything at Mama Turtle. Okay. So are the major items randomized and the minors are as well? Is that what the count is at the top? Oh, it is full rando. Okay. So the game just lets you know, okay, this area has one major item left, this has two, etc., etc. Not including E-Tank. So basically anything that would be on the bingo board. Got it. Sentient at least making the dive up a little bit easier, not necessarily going for the halfie. And now let's see what the precious missile location has. It's a super missile. And in Dragon's spot is Fantoon. So we know that once you go all the way down to Lower Norfair, you won't have Ridley to deal with, but you will have Dragon. Kuma, meanwhile, giving us a quick look in the high jump boot area. We've got missiles, we've got power bombs. And an energy tank. And Asarius hit a little early with the super missile, and that led to the hissy fit from Fantoon. Sentient, meanwhile, finishing off Fantoon as OK Beamer is on that fight as well. Freddy working on Ridley. And now Sentient charges through and is going to take the sandpit shortcut here. As Freddy working with power bombs to try to finish off Ridley. And now utilizing missiles. And realizes he does not have enough and is going to reset. There's the pair of missiles in the left sand pit. If I had to guess, I would think that more supers or maybe some health. I mean, 4 E-tanks, not exactly ideal for the later stages of the game. I mean, not to say that the majority of the runners here can't do it. But just because you can doesn't necessarily mean you should. So Lamian now going to head into Gauntlet as OK Beamer is getting out of Meridia as well. And Nasarius going to pick up the grapple beam. Akuma grabbing some super missiles at the bot wound E-Tank. And Lamian, I believe, had a reset. So we're 37 minutes into the race. We've seen 3 of the 4 bosses and haven't seen really a whole lot of attempts from people to go to Lower Norfair, but Sentient Flatbread now picking up that screw attack. Might be considering it here with the space booster. Nasarius giving us some other checks in the wrecked ship, and we've got a Croc gamble here on Sentient's side. Well, Sentient is opting to express his displeasure for the Spazer being in the Croc E-Tank location. Opted not to pick it up despite not having Plasma Beam. And that's going to be as far as Sentient goes into Croc's lair. Nasarius, meanwhile, giving us at least a couple of peeks at the wrecked ship. We're going to see what the E-Tank location is, if we haven't already. And it looks like Sentient is going to be the first of our runners to attempt to traverse Lower Norfair. Does get the gravity jump and is going to save here. Nasarius sees a missile and is going to have to go the long way back because he opted not to save before going that way. Akuma now trying to get out of Meridia after besting the boss there. Sentient going to go ahead and reset that room, and I can't say as I blame him. Freddy, meanwhile, is about to head a little further south and pick up the X-ray. And now the very challenging wall jump here does not allow a lot of room for error in order to be able to successfully get around that little bit. Normally you would need bombs, you would need space jump, you would need some sort of up logic. But in lieu of that, Sentient is going for the jump and he makes it. And Sentient teasing me a little bit as I thought we were going to get a check at our favorite house, but opts to leave it behind. I believe you spell that T-R-O-L-L. Lamian with the screw attack pickup over at the crumble shaft. And Asarius is going to be going bowling, as OK Beamer now working on Crocomire. Oh, we've got Charge Beam over in the Firefly Funhouse. So I believe that means that... Oh, wait, No, Sentient Flatbread did not get the plasma. So no microwave. We've got Tiberius and Akuma both working on the Ridley fights, as Lamian gets the animation for the end of Croc. Asarius is going to give us a look here at the power bombs that has regular bombs up in the landing site. Tiberius going to gladly pick up his speed booster. OK Beamer is now going to head into Lower Norfair, but it's going to need a little help. Freddy doing a little Hollywood swinging, thanks to that grapple beam. And a little credit to Cool and the gang. Not going to check the PB's a shame, it looks like here. Sentient taking out those metal pirates, and we are closing in on the fourth of the pre-Mother Brain bosses. Nefarious, meanwhile, is going to give us a look over at Waterway. And there's the high jump boots. And Lamian going to give us a GT check in a little bit here. And Sentient utilizes the speed boost and is going to just get on out of there, not even going to bother to check. So we've collectively seen the four bosses, and Sentient is the first among the racers here to have dispatch of them, and now just making sure that he's got enough ammo and can go for game here. And chat noting what a place for space jump, and oh, that's where it was. The GT missiles had space jump? That's just mean, game. It took a double hop for Lamian to get there, and that's one of those one mistake and you got to go up and all the way around deals. In the words of Cleveland from Family Guy, oh, that's nasty. Now, what hasn't been nasty has been Sentient Flatbread's escape from Lower Norfair. And he's back over to the Wavegate area, and I think is pretty well ready to go here. Okay, Beamer does get through the lava jump. And Lamian is going to do me proud here and is going to check our favorite mouse and POWERBOMBS. If I do any more of the song, I'll have to pay for it. Honestly, WJG, it probably costs more than I can afford. But for more on that topic, give me a follow, as I don't want this to be my last broadcast. Hey, look, it's Spring Ball. Lamian likes it, and MM2 somewhere does not. And now Beamer. I don't know if those plasma beams into Space Jump were intentional or not, but definitely expressing his displeasure. And one jumps it and does get the Space Jump. Meanwhile, Tiberius getting a reserve tank in Norfair Reserve. As Sentient is on the final push to Torian. So Sentient with that ice beam is going to freeze and super missile him. Those Metroids, that is. Lamian, meanwhile, is on the Dragon fight. Is going to go for the quick grapple kill. Nicely done. Tiberius is on Crocomire. And OK Beamer is going to go in and out after seeing the mouse. And appears to be dropping a couple of frames. So that's it for the Metroid phase, as Sentient Flatbread now has the baby room. So now an energy replenishment, and Beamer's going to pick up the spring ball as well. Lamian going to be thrilled to see Charge Beam down in the Firefly Funhouse. And looks like we're going to see a Zeb skip. Successfully done first try on Sentient's part. And now just unloading the missile clip. And this is going to be a little on the dicey side. Oh, and now has saved 15 for the end here and is just waiting for the ketchup arm to fire, as it's known. But will there be enough energy in the tank before that happens? Oh, there is the ketchup. He did get enough shots on here. And here comes the rainbow beam. So now here is the cutscene. Oh, there's a microwave on Bot Woon on Lamian's side. So as we've crossed the hour mark here, Sentient Flatbread looks to be taking first place overall. Just has the escape. There's a little moonfall on Sentient's side. Gets the speed boost the second time. And Sentient is just a second or two away here and is going to take first place. GG's with an unofficial time of 1:02:05. And officially 1:01:45. And now Nefarious not too far here. And is about to go to his baby cutscene. Okay, Beamer, I believe, making the climb for the final push as well here. I believe we'll find out momentarily where Wave was, as we'll see it here in the credits for Sentient. I'm kind of curious myself. Meanwhile, a Zeb skip on Nefarious' side, and Lamian is going to make that push as well. Oh, so Wave Beam was at the gravity suit location. Up in the, so you had to do a full wreck ship clear for the Wave Beam. That's right, Nefarious did go bowling. That is true. But despite Nefarious being the only one going bowling, I don't know if this seed really spared anybody. So Nefarious on the final cutscene before the escape. Lamian is finishing up with the Metroids and is going to run to the baby room here. So a slight couple of room lead here for OK Beamer, but they are pretty well neck and neck for third and fourth. Tiberius with another reset. Sentient joining the chat saying, GG's, that was a fun seed. So, barring a disaster, Nacerius is going to take second place overall, and Beamer and Lamian are battling for third and fourth, respectively. Beamer does have a slight lead, but all it takes is one errant... Well, so much for the errant Zeb skip thought. So now Nacerius with the escape. And Lamian going to replenish the missiles, so looks like OK Beamer will get third overall here. As Nacerius about to finish up with an unofficial time of roughly 109 or 108.46. I could be off by a second or two. We'll let our restreamer WJG give us the official time, as well as officiator, I should say, of things. And Lamian is... oh boy. 108.42. No worries, WJG. Nothing can go wrong when it's live. That is how it works, isn't it? Well, that notwithstanding, OK Beamer has finished off Mother Brain and now has the escape. Lamian utilizing the charge beam with the plasma. That'll do a lot more damage than just the regular beam. And Beamer set to finish up here, and we'll do so with a time just over an hour and 12 minutes. And after Lamian's escape, it'll leave Freddy, Tiberius, and Akuma. The latter two had their early struggles with the seed, a number of resets, and even a couple of deaths thrown into the mix. Oh, and we have Freddy with a forfeit, it looks like, over his screen. And Nasarius joining the chat saying that space jump location is always funny. And yeah, that was definitely mean. So here is the escape for Lamian. Lomian. So Lomian about to finish up as well. We'll take 4th place overall. Just past an hour 15 and a half. 1:15:43 officially. To answer the question, yes. Tiberius and Akuma both had some early deaths, a couple of resets. It has not been a fun time for either of them, at least in the early going. I believe Tiberius's struggles were getting soft-locked a couple of times, having challenges finding the morph ball, if I recall correctly. So Akuma now working on Phantoon. And Tiberius is going to head into the wrecked ship area. And Akuma able to use that last super missile to finish off Phantoon. And just a few grapple shots for good measure. And now here's Tiberius working on Kraid. And Kraid says, talk to the hand, and Tiberius says, nah, you can go talk somewhere else. That is Kraid down inside the wrecked ship for Tiberius. And Akuma using some swinging techniques to get on up and out of Meridia. And Tiberius sees the missiles and says, no thank you, and just heads right back the other way. And now Akuma heading in the direction of wrecked ship. So now we're getting some checks from Akuma. Oh, nice fly through to take care of most of the enemies. And yeah, high jump boots were in waterway. Looks like we're gonna fairly likely see full wreck ship checks from at least Tiberius and maybe Akuma as well. All right, Tiberius doing a refill here, and Akuma, having finished going bowling, is going to unload some super missiles on the wave beam. And is going to throw up the forfeit. It seems as though the wave beam was the last straw in the wrecked ship.
Mist.
And I'm sure there was also some frustration from the start of the seed. Okay, so we have no Tiberius audio, so yeah, that's understandable. So looks like we have a farming to, I guess, an attempt to farm all the way to full. Yeah, Space Jump was the Golden Chorizo missiles. High Jump was at Waterway. Now, fair point, OK Beamer. It's already Sunday where you are, I believe. Charge Beam was at Firefly Funhouse, if I recall correctly. The 3 items for the worst room in the game were all in Lower Norfair. Go figure. Yes, the regular bombs were at landing site power bombs, and speed was behind Ridley at the Crade location. So Tiberius is now about to pick up the regular bombs. Ridley was at Crade's hideout, and Crade was at wrecked ship. Yeah, that's right, because Dragon was in Lower Norfair, and Fantoon... That's right, Fantoon was in Meridia. Keeping the items together is enough of a challenge, but now trying to remember shuffle or randomized bosses, it's a new wrinkle, we'll put it that way. All right, so heading now down into Upper Norfair is Tiberius, the last of our remaining runners here in this weekly race. And it looks like he's going to head into Lower Norfair using the bombs as the up logic. So there will probably be some infinite bomb jump action going on. And now Tiberius looks to be attempting the... Attempting the gravity jump. Or the suitless Meridia jump, okay. And has a little struggle with the jump at the top. And again, bumping into that head at the top. These are not easy jumps by any means. But now there's also the concern of energy here, down to just 311 energy plus 100 in the reserve. Now down to 271, and Necerius is going to head back. Or Tiberius, excuse me. All right, so we've got an energy replenishment that's going to go on here. All right, so with the energy replenished, Tiberius is going to take another crack at the jump. Trying to set up the timed jump here, and just avoids the fireball. And no, just at the last second. Does not get that last little wall jump. So it looks like a couple of more attempts with the energy that's there are likely to occur, and yeah, the timing on these jumps not easy. See, the technique is to jump, but then right as you're jump, or you hit the pause button and then jump as the pause animation is starting. Then you remove the gravity suit, and while you're in that various suit, you then have a series of wall jumps to do, all while trying to avoid the fireball and the hitbox of the heads. Which, especially for newer runners like Tiberius, it's almost as easy as the bonus round of Nickelodeon's Legends of the Hidden Temple. Almost. And for those unfamiliar with the show, it's very, very, very challenging. But Tiberius is able to get it done and will now be going to save, understandably so. So now down the elevator goes Tiberius and is going to head over to the right. Is unaware of the trollishness that is the space jump at the Gold Chorizo location, and is going to head on over into the worst room in the game. Well, or I stand corrected. Looks like he's going to back his way into Gold Chorizo. And there's the reserve tank. And there's there is the space jump. And Tiberius working on the quick-ish kill of Gold Chorizo. Or at least the least damage-inducing, because there's not a lot of energy left. But is able to get through. And then hits the reset. So now back down the elevator, and with the knowledge that space jump is up there, Tiberius not going to bother with it and is just going to head over to the worst room in the game? Indeed. So now using the super missiles to dispatch of those pirates. And now is going to attempt the jump. I guess figuring that is potentially easier than infinite bomb jumping up. Neither of them are easy. That's why this is called the worst room in the game. This is a particular execution that even some of the higher caliber runners can run into their struggles with. And now it's going to go with the infinite bomb jump strategy. Had a little bit of trouble with it and is now going to go back to the jump and almost had it there. It's certainly a fair assessment of not realizing how hard something can be when you're not used to it here. But, I mean, kudos to him for his persistence at this point. Oh, is it 1:30 in the morning where Tiberius is? Understandably taking a little bit of a pause, kind of mentally reset. Feels like he's just a pixel away. I don't know whether or not he is, because I'm not that in tune with the minutia of it, but it seems like he's so close. And now Tiberius switching back to the bomb strats, but only for a moment. Now going back to the bomb strats after attempting at the wall for a little bit. And once you hit a certain point, there's almost a sense of desperation that occurs, wondering, all right, what is the best way to do this? Yeah, neither of the methods that I'm employing are working here. And another pause, and goes back into the morph ball and attempts a couple of bomb jumps, and maybe it's just a mental reset. I mean, that's also a fair point. The possibility of going around to pick up space jump. But I think there's also that determination of, oh, I'm so close. I know that it's right there. I know I can get it. That may also lead to, yes, he did see that the space jump was at the Gold Chorizo missiles. And now a bit of a respite here, potentially, I don't know, potentially hydrating, getting a breather, and now rolling into the morph ball. And is going to try for the infinite bomb jump once again. All right, he's got a good momentum going with the bomb. It's getting closer. And he got it. And now he's just going to quickly move on through the amphitheater. Oh no. Oh no. The acid. And Tiberius is going to again avoid going for space jump. And I guess with the newfound knowledge is going to give it another go. Well, he is back up. Now let's see if he can get past the amphitheater. Opts to just utilize the super missiles. And is through. And there is a much needed save. Not going to check with the power bombs of shame at this point. I think Tiberius is just on, let me get this boss out of the way. Has a little bit more energy restored, and now it is on to the Dragon fight. Seems like he's looking for the grapple kill. Or perhaps not? Well, looks like it's going for the long way on it. Does he have enough energy, though? And I believe he should and does. And picks up a reserve tank for the efforts. So now replenishing the reserves and is going to head on out of Lower Norfair. So Tiberius opting... I don't believe that he opted to save there. I did look away for a moment, I will admit. Not gonna... Oh, wait. Maybe he is gonna go to the Firefly Funhouse. Yeah, also no power bombs of shame check for Spring Ball. This is also true, Captain Stack. And... Tiberius, where are you going? What? No! That was charge. What, was he able to hear us? I don't know. But Tiberius picks up the charge beam. And now trying to get out of here without any light because all of the fire fleas have been taken out. And is able to do so. So now looking to escape and perhaps pad the stats a little bit more. Now I'm going to head slowly and carefully through the Three Musketeers. I believe Tiberius has one more boss left to go. All right, up the elevator back to Criteria. Hey, Tommy Lee, we're in the hopefully closing stages of the Varia Weekly. As you can see, we've had 2 forfeits. Sentient Flatbread was our overall winner with a time of 101.45. Necerius finished a little under 6 or 7 minutes, rather, behind at 108.42. OK Beamer took third with 112.11. And then Lomian took 4th place, 115.43. Akuma and Freddy, as you can see on screen, they forfeited. There certainly were some challenges. They started in Bubble Mountain, and, well, to mention among a few things, Space Jump was all the way at Gold Chorizo Missiles. So that was less than ideal. Bombs were at the Criteria power bomb or landing power bomb site. Speed Booster was behind Ridley, which was at Kraid's lair, because all of the bosses were randomized. And there were a couple of other challenges along the way. Tiberius being challenged by the worst room in the game, ultimately ended up having to infinite bomb jump to get to that point. That was roughly a half hour ago. Was finally able to get to it and take out the final boss of Dragon, who was all the way in Lower Norfair, and is now here in Torian and at the baby mode. And yeah, without the high jump boots, not easy to do the baby skip. So there is the replenishment of the missiles as well as the energy. Gets the Zeb skip. And now with the charge shots, should be able to take out Mother Brain. And there is the cutscene. So down goes the baby, and now down about is to go down to go, or about to go down is the mother brain as well. This has gone so long, I've lost sentence structure. So here is the escape. And as that's wrapping up, a good point from our restreamer here, WJG999. Make sure to give all of our runners a follow here. Sentient Flatbread, Freddy N3K, Nefarious, Akumagath17, Lomian Jones, OK Beamer, and Tiberius Vision. And make sure to show some love to the folks behind the scenes as well. Captain Stack and Sailor Jade taking care of the tracking. And if I recall correctly, WJG does not want you to follow him. And you can certainly give me a follow as well. I've hopefully provided some entertainment here, at least to the best that I can in the state that I'm at the moment. And the final charge coming in here, and Tiberius sticking it out and enduring, and is going to take 5th place with official racetime.gg time of 2 hours, 32 minutes, and 58 seconds. And apparently, based on the discussion, it looks like we're going to be sending a raid over to Junie's direction. And that looks to be the case. So thank you again for tuning in here. This has certainly been a wild and woolly race. And you're going to get a little more Super Metroid over on Junie's side for all of us here at Speedrunners Arena. Until next time, I'm Ferran Burgundy saying stay classy, my friends, stay safe, and see you next mission. So long, everyone.